It's me, Mandy Rose, your relational astrologer. Today's video is going to be all about this new moon in Aquarius that's happening on January 21st, 2023. And this is the new moon of the year that is really going to finally launch us forward. So many exciting things to talk about with this new moon. So you know I'm going to cover it all just like I do in all of my new and full moon videos. We're going to talk about what does a new moon in Aquarius mean. It happens every single year, so you have to understand the basic energy of Aquarius and the new moon in Aquarius. Then we're going to go ahead and dive into the specifics of this new moon happening in 2023. We're going to talk about why this is the new moon that's going to launch us forward so fast we're not going to know what happened to us, and going to really set up the next 20 years of our life. And then at the end of this video, like I do with all the new and full moon videos, I give you some ritual ideas that you can do around the time of this new moon to maximize the energy. So let's go ahead and dive right in. If you have your birth chart handy, go ahead and pull that out. Also, if you have your 2023 Retrograde Astrology Journal, go ahead and pull that out. You can open it up to the new moon in Aquarius page, where you can go ahead and take some notes and prepare to fill out your journal prompts on the actual new moon. So let's go ahead and first dive in to the basics of this new moon happening in 2023. So to start out with, I'm going to pull up the chart here, and this is January 21st at 3:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you're going to want to go ahead and adjust that for your specific time zone. And this new moon is happening at 1 degrees of Aquarius. I absolutely love that because the moon is at 1 degrees and the sun is at 1 degrees. So that's a 1-1 portal. And you know how much I love repeating ones as angel numbers, because ones mark the beginning. Ones are the start. 1 is where we always have to have our foundations right to go forward from. And that's really what this new moon is calling us to do. And the reason I say that is because we have to look at the energy or the zodiac sign at which this new moon is happening in, and that is Aquarius. So first, let's talk about Aquarius and understand the energy of Aquarius. Aquarius, first of all, is an air sign, okay? So air sign. All of our air signs deal with the mind, right? All of our thoughts, our ideas, our conversations, communication, all happens in a space of air, right? We communicate ideas and thoughts and education and facts. We learn through this kind of platform. So when we talk about Aquarius, we are talking about thoughts, ideas, innovation, inventions, things that are futuristic, things that are to come. Okay, so Aquarius is a very futuristic sign. So of all the air signs, Aquarius thinks about the future. What's next? It also deals with solving problems. We naturally gravitate to solving problems during Aquarius season. So it's very futuristic in thought, futuristic in ideas, futuristic in inventions. So we have this air energy of the new moon where we are not only going to be thinking, we are going to be creating, we are going to be inventing, we are going to be putting all of our thoughts and conversations and things that we learned in previous years into action now, because it's a new moon, and new moons are new beginnings that are futuristic. So what do we want for our future? What do we want in the next week, month, year, 10 years? Those are the things that we're going to be starting new at the time of this new moon. And they are going to solve a problem, because Aquarius deals with solving problems. It's an air sign that's very focused at thinking outside of the box, right? Not by tradition, not by society's standards or norms. It's very much about, let's take this box and let's take that problem out of the box. Let's think of solutions that are inventive, that are unconventional, that are individualistic and very much authentic to what I feel the solution should be to this problem. And so if there's been something that's been stuck in your life that you've been kind of frozen on, that there's a problem that's existed for maybe the last month or half a year or maybe even longer, since December of 2020, we'll talk about that date in just a moment. But if there's been something stuck, a problem that hasn't been able to move forward, or you haven't found a solution that actually works for you, maybe you found temporary solutions, maybe you have made some progress, but it just doesn't feel authentic or right just yet, this is the new moon where we're gonna finally be able to click and lock it into place, because Aquarius is all about doing it outside of the norm and in a way that works for you. And that's the last point we have to understand about Aquarius energy, is that it is very unconventional. It focuses on wanting to do things that are unique and independent and in a way that just aligns with what you truly want, with what you truly desire. And so we're going to get an opportunity, new moons, again, new beginnings, to step into our authenticity, to solve that problem in a way that works for us, not based on tradition, not based on the way it should be done, not based on society's rules or norms, but instead on what we want to create for our future. And this is where we've been getting stuck in this problem. Again, we're going to talk about that in just a moment when we talk about the specifics of this new moon, but just know the overlying theme when we're dealing with Aquarius is all of these concepts. Now remember, new moons, new beginnings. New opportunity to start fresh. It's when the moon is in the sky, conjunct the sun, and it's dark, we can't see, and it can only grow in light. So the intention that you're going to set around this new moon, the thing that you're going to manifest, the thing that you're going to begin is going to grow in light and is going to get brighter and brighter. And the energy of the other planets, remember, I consider each planet a life coach to us. So the energy of the other planets, the life coach lessons of the other planets at this time are going to actually guide us and move us forward at this specific new moon in Aquarius happening in 2023, which is what makes this new moon one of the most exciting ones of the year. But it doesn't come easy, right? Because a lot of these things we've been stuck on for so long. And the reason we've been stuck on them for so long is because Aquarius is what we call a fixed energy. Every zodiac sign falls into either a cardinal energy, a fixed energy, or a mutable energy. A cardinal energy goes first. It's brave, it's bold, let me see what happens. It's willing to take a risk. A mutable energy is like, I'll adapt, I'll change, I'll try it out, I'm flexible, like I'm cool with like rolling with the punches. And then the zodiac signs that are fixed, once they are the way they are, they're kind of stuck in that momentum until we have enough energy in the sky, enough life coaches or planets that move into that energy to shake it up and shift it up and move us around in that area of our life. And so Aquarius is a fixed energy. And it's been a certain way. This area of our life has been a certain way for quite some time, and it's been hard for us to break out of it. But now is an opportunity with this new moon, and like I said, with all the other energy going on in the planet, that is going to move us forward, finally, in this fixed, stuck energy of Aquarius. So before we dive into the specifics, I want to talk about everyone's rising sign and go through each one by one so you can set the scene and better understand where in your life all of this energy is happening. So I'm going to go through all the rising signs to know where in your life Aquarius is and where this energy is going to be happening around this new moon. So if you are an Aries rising, this means that Aquarius is your 11th house. And your 11th house is your house of friendship, tribe, community, and the people you surround yourself with. So this will be an area of life that you're going to get a new beginning, that you've been stuck and stagnant in, that you've had a hard time shaking up. And so we're going to move forward now finally with new groups, new tribes, new friendships, new groups of people. If you are a Taurus rising, this is happening in your 10th house, meaning the 10th house is the house of career, your legacy, your reputation, your purpose, what you're known for in this world. So this is a time for you to start a new beginning that's you've been working on for a very long time, maybe starting a new career or getting a position of power or leadership, or maybe making a name for yourself if you're an entrepreneur. And this is the time that you can really start moving forward on this for the next chapter of your life. If you are a Gemini rising, this is happening in your 9th house, which is the house of travel and wisdom and higher education and philosophy and your belief system. So this is now a chance that you've been working on trying to expand your mind, expand your consciousness, and maybe now is an opportunity where you get a mentor or you take that next level or you go back to school or maybe you go travel and do some life experiences that help change your perspective, your philosophy on life. If you are a Cancer rising, this is happening for you in your 8th house. Now, the 8th house can be seen as a very challenging house. It is the house of death and sex and intimacy and taboo topics and fears and traumas, but it also rules other people's money. So this is an opportunity where you could get new investments, new partnerships, new resources or assets due to your husband or wife or a business partner. Maybe someone invests in you. Maybe you get an inheritance or a tax refund of some sort. And that's going to allow you to move forward in your life in a direction that you've been wanting to go but have been stuck for a very long time. It also could be maybe you've been stuck in some fear or some trauma. Maybe you've been stuck in a pattern with your sex life or your intimate life. And now this is a time where you can really move forward, something you've been working on for a number of years. If you are a Leo rising, this energy is happening in your 7th house. Aquarius is your 7th house of relationships, of marriage, of partnerships, of deep, intimate connection with another. And so this energy is allowing you a new beginning in this area. You've been working on a relationship. You've trying to reset foundations, create boundaries, recommit to people, trying to figure out who you want to keep in your life. And now this new moon is going to help launch you forward. If you are a Virgo rising, this puts Aquarius in your 6th house. This energy that we're going to be talking about in Aquarius is happening in your health and wellness, in your daily routines, your daily lifestyle, your overall well-being. And that means this area of life, maybe you've been trying to get healthy, maybe you've tried to get more disciplined in your supplements, in your food, in your diet, in your exercise. Maybe it's happening in your work life. You're working too many hours, or you're trying to balance your whole life and figure out how it's all going to work out. This is a new moon that's going to help you move forward in this area. If you are a Libra rising, Aquarius is in your 5th house. This is the house of fun, of romance, of joy, of creativity, of playfulness, of your inner child, of children in general. And so this is an area of life that maybe you've been having a lot of challenges in, trying to figure out what brings you joy, what makes life fun. Maybe you want to flirt and go on dates again. Maybe you want to create a creative project, or you want to birth something new. That could even be birthing children. This is an area of life where you've been kind of stuck and fixed in this energy, and you're wanting to launch and move forward. This is a time at this new moon where we're going to start getting some momentum. If you are a Scorpio rising like myself and you follow my content, you know that Scorpio risings, this puts Aquarius in our 4th house. This is the area of home and family. So if you've been working for a long time on building a new foundation, a new home life, finding a home, renovating a home, maybe it's in your family unit that's been changing the dynamics of who's taking care of who, and new kids and marriages, and everything's been rearranging, and you're trying to find some stability, or maybe you're trying to manifest a new home. This is the time where things are going to start finally moving forward for you. If you are a Sagittarius rising, this puts Aquarius in your 3rd house. The 3rd house is the house of book smarts, of education, of learning, of marketing, of socializing. Have you been wanting to launch a product or teach people more things? Maybe it's your social media, maybe it's a course, maybe it's starting a podcast. So my Sagittarius risings, this is a time for you to really get out there and teach. You've been thinking about it, Aquarius, you've been fixed and stuck and not sure how to move forward, and now is a time that you can teach others, that you can launch the thing. The 3rd house also deals with short distance travel. So maybe there's a place you've been needing to go visit that is very close to you or within a few states away from you. This is a time where you can start manifesting and setting intentions to get to those places. Then we have our Capricorn risings. Capricorn risings, this Aquarius new moon is happening in your 2nd house, which is the money house. It's the house of income and assets and resources and our material possessions and the things that we value and hold dear to us. And so this new moon is happening in a way that you can set a new intention around a new income opportunity. Maybe it's a second stream of income. Maybe it's a new asset or resource that you're acquiring, or maybe you're just wanting to buy a new bag or a new car. And this has been an area of life, again, Aquarius, that you've been thinking about, but you've been stuck and you've been trying to do it in a traditional way, maybe making your income from a 9 to 5. And now this new moon is going to allow you to think outside of the box and to be inventive and to solve your money problems in a new, authentic way that works for you. And then we have our Aquarius risings. This is happening in your 1st house. Being an Aquarius rising, this is house number 1. And this is all about yourself, your identity, who you are, how people see you, what you dress, what you wear, your personality. So this new moon is really going to help you move forward and make some progress on putting yourself out there and shining brighter and dressing nicer and having your identity be your authentic self. Maybe you've been fixed and stuck in traditional ways of showing up at networking events or showing up in your career, and this new moon is going to finally let you break free and move forward in a way that's genuine to yourself. And then lastly, we have our Pisces risings. Pisces risings, this new moon and this energy is happening in your 12th house. The 12th house is the area of life that deals with behind the scenes projects, things that we don't normally discuss or talk about, like your spirituality or your mental health, or even areas of life that deal with karma or things that you're releasing or letting go of. You're finally ready to close the chapter on. So this new moon is going to help propel you forward, an area that you've been working on and thinking and trying to figure out how to move forward. Now we're going to finally start working on those behind the scenes projects. Maybe you're going to tap more into your spirituality and kind of get that grounded, or learning more about your spirituality. Or maybe it really is your mental health, something that you've really needed to kind of move forward on, that you've been stuck. If you don't know your rising sign, that's okay, because you can go by your sun sign as well. And with that area of life that I just shared with you, I want you to keep that in the back of your mind as we talk about the specifics happening and where all the other planets are and how they're participating in this new moon in Aquarius happening in 2023. So let's go ahead and dive into the specifics. Okay, so as we start out here and we pull up the chart, the first thing we always do is locate the sun and the moon, and we can find them at 1 degrees of Aquarius, like I mentioned before. But we also have a few other life coaches in the zodiac sign of Aquarius that are influencing and helping this new moon energy. And that is Saturn and Venus. And if you know and you've been following my astrology content, you know that Saturn has been here in Aquarius since December of 2020. And as I've already been talking in this video, I kept mentioning over and over that this has been an area of life that we've been stuck in, or that we've been trying to create new foundations in, or that we've been trying to solve problems in. And that's because Saturn is our life coach, our tough love dad, that is helping us to grow and mature and to take responsibility and to have more commitments and routines and structures implemented in this area of our life. So when I mentioned your rising sign and what house or area of life this Aquarius energy is happening, this is where Saturn has been trying to rearrange to help you recommit to set new foundations. And so at the time of this new moon, where the sun and the moon are conjunct, so is Saturn and Venus in the same exact zodiac sign. So Saturn has been helping us. Saturn has been where this new moon is happening. He was there in that exact same place in the sky back in December of 2020. So this is what kicked off the last 2 years of our life, as we've been having to learn all these Saturn really hard lessons. Now we have Venus at this time moving into the spot. Now we have to remember that Venus is our life coach planet, all about love and relationships and our money and what we value and the things that we hold dear, the things that make our life more beautiful. So Venus teaming up with Saturn at the time of this new moon is bringing in that energy of Saturn, tough love dad, Saturn committing, Saturn having rules and structure and boundaries, and Venus bringing in the energy of relationships. The relationship we have with ourselves and the relationship we have with other people. She brings in the energy of making things more beautiful, more harmonious, more peaceful in our lives. And so we have this energy at the time of the new moon in this area of life of Aquarius that we've been working so hard to reinvent, to create new foundations that we've been stuck in, that we've been trying to move forward in. And now we get this new moon, new beginning, finally, where Venus is assisting and helping us make it more beautiful, help us make it more peaceful, harmonious, more relational. So if there's relationships that you're going to need their assistance, need them to get on board to move this area of your life forward, right? Like I mentioned before, if you're a Leo rising and this is happening in your 7th house of relationships, this is an area of life that you're going to need more Venus love, Venus assistance, Venus harmony, Venus pleasure to move this Saturn stuck, frustrated energy forward. If you are a Scorpio rising like me, and that's in your 4th house, this is where Saturn's been rearranging my home and making us tear down walls and filling cracks and redo things over and over to create a more solid foundation. But Venus is coming in and saying, I'm going to bring in the relationships to help you with that. I'm going to help you at this time in these last moments of Saturn being here in Aquarius to bring in the right contractors, to bring in the right interior designers, to have you and your partner create more harmony and beauty within your home. So do you see that whatever area of life that Aquarius rules for you, Saturn's been really working this area? And we can see here in the chart that he's at 25 degrees. There's only 30 degrees of Aquarius, so he's on his way out. We only are going to have Saturn in Aquarius until March 7th. So whatever final lessons we have to learn around this new moon to move us forward in this area of life, to set new intentions, to launch us forward that we've been stuck in for so long, Saturn is in his last 5 degrees. So he's going to throw those lessons, help create those foundations, create more discipline, more structure, more responsibility for us to grow, for us to mature. And it's going to come with Venus's assistant. She's going to bring in the love, the relationships, the beauty, the pleasure, the money, the things that she rules to assist us and move us forward. That's why I love this new moon. That is such a beautiful alignment, although it can be challenging because Saturn's like, all right, Venus, I know you're all about love. I know you're all about beauty. I know you're all about feminine and flow and abundance, but we got to create some foundations and some structure and some rules and some boundaries around this so that it can be more beautiful. And again, this new moon is in Aquarius. Remember, Aquarius is about the future. Aquarius is about our ideas and our thoughts and the things that we've learned and the conversations we've had. And like we've had all of this in our mind, and Saturn is helping us implement it. And Venus is helping us implement it with beauty and romance and love and joy and pleasure. So it's just such a beautiful energy. In addition to that, I want to dive just a little bit deeper into Saturn and as a life coach, what he's been up to and how the last 2 new moons that we've had in Aquarius in 2022 and 2021 were not as joyful or not as new intention setting as they are right now in 2023. And that's because Saturn has been in a fight with his co-ruler, Uranus. What the hell does that even mean? All right, so in Aquarius, where the new moon is, where the sun, the moon, where Venus and Saturn are located, the landlord of Aquarius, the ruling planet of Aquarius is Saturn. But he doesn't rule it alone. He has to share that rulership, share the landlord responsibilities with Uranus. Now, Saturn is all about, structure and routine, tough love dad, commitment, Lord Karma, like you're going to get punished if you do the wrong thing, but you're going to get rewarded if you get your homework done, right? And then Uranus is like, liberate, freedom, rebellion, be authentic, revolution, do it this way, future. They have different mindsets, but they yet rule Aquarius. So, in the sky, for the last year and a half, they have been in a fight. Saturn has been at home, where they share a space, and Uranus has been on vacation, and Uranus has been in the zodiac sign of Taurus. Okay? Taurus and Aquarius are 90 degrees apart. And this has been creating a square that we feel here on Earth. So I'm going to draw that here on the chart. And this square is affecting us, has been affecting us for 2 years. The last 2 new moons in Aquarius, where we've wanted to set these new intentions, new moon, to move towards the future, Aquarius, where we've wanted to solve problems, Aquarius, in the Aquarius area of our life that I shared with you from the rising sign. But we haven't been able to because Saturn, the ruler of this area, has been in a fight with his co-landlord, Uranus. So Uranus has been in Taurus saying, go ahead, liberate, come on, take the shackles off, do new things, change this area of your life, be authentic, be free. And Saturn's like, dude, I'm at home and I'm gonna make sure that this area of life has a foundation, has rules, has boundary, has structure. And Uranus is like, but you could still rebel, you can still do it in an authentic way. And that's been going on for the last 2 years. But now, in 2023, we can see that Saturn and Uranus are breaking away from the square. The fight is over. The battle is done. And Uranus has won. It is time for us to liberate, to step into our authentic self. Saturn's on his way out. He's like, all right, you know what? I'm done. I got 5 degrees left. I'm moving on. I'm going into Pisces in March. And so I'm just going to do what I can. And Venus is like, I'm here to support that. Let's just wrap it up, make it beautiful, lock it in with love, with peace, with harmony, and move on, right? We have Saturn at 24 degrees and Uranus at 14 degrees. That is 10-degree difference of the square. And Uranus is still retrograde. So with that, the day after this new moon, Uranus comes out of retrograde on the 22nd of January. So he is getting ready to turn around. He's getting ready to get back into his power. He's getting ready to bring us the energy after this new moon. As the moon goes from darkness to growing in light, that is actually the time when our intentions, when our ideas, when our new beginnings start growing and expanding. is the days after the new moon. And the day after the new moon, Uranus, one of the co-rulers of this moon, comes out of retrograde. Finally, he's been in retrograde since August of 2022. He is ready to get back on track. And what does Uranus do? He's the rebel, the revolutionary, moves us to the future. Liberate, be free, be authentic, be you, be your weird, authentic alien self. Step into it. Step into it, especially in the area of life that Aquarius rules for you. The area of life that I mentioned based on your rising sign. So this is really exciting. When we get to the days after the new moon, we're actually going to get even more and more potent energy. On the 22nd, when Uranus comes out of retrograde, we have no active retrogrades. We have been under retrograde since April of 2022. This is the first time since April of 2022 that we have no active retrogrades, no life coaches moving backwards, no lessons to learn. This is go time. It is time for us to move forward. That's even more exciting. This new moon is going to be launching us into a season of retrograde free. I'm going to be doing an entire video talking about the retrograde free season and what all the planets are going to be up to and how you can maximize this energy as we move forward. But this happens the day after this new moon, as the moon starts growing. So this is super exciting. And in addition to that, like I said, I want to touch on another life coach that is helping this momentum, and that is Jupiter. This new moon is in a sextile to Jupiter, and Jupiter is in Aries. And sextiles, yes, it's sexy time. It is when two planets are harmonious, they're feeling good, they're supporting one another, they are making love energetically. And Jupiter is in a sextile to the new moon, so to the sun and to the moon. And you can see him here at 4 degrees of Aquarius. He entered Aquarius in December of 2020. And that was super exciting because anytime a planet leaves Pisces and enters Aquarius, you can see here from the chart, Aries is the first zodiac sign. So that's like a reset, a karmic reset, a new power beginning. Aries goes first. It is bold. It is the leader. It is action. Just do it. Don't think. Just do the damn thing. And Jupiter is that life coach of expansion, of blessing, of faith, of optimism, of believing it to be true, and expansion and growth and taking up more space. And now Jupiter has been in Aries since December of 2020. And that's like moving in to a new apartment that you just know is going to be on fire. It's going to be lit. There's going to be so many opportunities, so many new things, new blessings. Have you ever moved in somewhere and you just feel like your whole life is about to just expand? That is this energy of Jupiter moving into Aries. But when he moved into Aries, he didn't get to just start running forward. This energy we did not feel right away because the landlord of Aries, the planet that rules Aries, where Jupiter moved into, is Mars. And Mars has been retrograde until last week. So this is like Jupiter who's like, I'm ready to get in Aries. Let's just do it. Take action. Come on. Let's move forward. Finally, it's time. But the landlord Mars was like, hold up, I'm retrograde. You can move in, but we got to finish the renovations. Like, we haven't finished laying the tile and we got to redo the bathroom. So like, you can move in, but like, you just can't do anything yet. And so now, at the time of this new moon, we are retrograde free. Mars is out of retrograde. So the landlord of Aries, where Jupiter is ready to expand, to just do it, to grow big, is finally cleared. Is finally ready for him to officially move in and do the damn thing. And so Jupiter is at 4 degrees of Aries in a sextile with the new moon at 1 degrees of Aquarius, helping that new moon in Aquarius, in that Aquarius area of our life that we've been stuck, that we've been fixed in, that Saturn's been teaching us all these lessons in, to finally move forward. Jupiter is going to help us expand in Aries. Be brave, be bold, be fearless, get out there and do the damn thing. And Jupiter's been waiting for this moment for Mars, his landlord, to get his shit together, to get back on track out of retrograde so he can help us. And now we're finally going to start feeling this Jupiter and Aries energy. Now, mind you, this Jupiter and Aries energy is only going to last us a couple months until May. So we got to capitalize on it. And this new moon is really going to help us launch into that. In addition, like I mentioned, Mars, the landlord of Aries, is also in a very harmonious aspect to this new moon. He's over here in Gemini. Gemini is also an air sign. So that's what we call a trine. Aquarius, air sign, Mars and Gemini, Gemini an air sign. And that's 2 planets in similar elements. similar thought patterns, right? So the new moon is about thinking and implementing ideas, setting new intentions, using all those ideas in the mind and the air and conversations and things that we've gathered and doing the new thing. And Mars in Gemini has been investigating and researching. He's been in retrograde, so we've been strategizing and coming up with the game plan and going back over contracts and going back over old conversations with people, the whole retrograde since October. And now all those plans, if you use that Mars retrograde energy that I talked about in my video, and you've been doing the strategizing and the game planning, you have your map. You have your key. You have what you need to launch forward. Because this energy, when we launch, it's happening. You're going to feel like you got whiplash by the time we get to April. This year, we are going to live an entire year in the next 3 months when it's retrograde free season. And so now Mars is at a retrograde, ruling Jupiter and the landlord of Aries in a harmonious trine aspect, helping the mind, the air trine between Gemini and Aquarius. So we're now going to do the damn thing. Mars is action. Mars is make decisions. Mars is left lane, gas pedal, do the damn thing. The warrior, fight for what you want. Jupiter is like, I'm going to expand. I'm going to bring you faith and bring you optimism. We're going to be direct. We're going to be bold. We're going to be fearless. We're going to be the leader. We're going to go first. It doesn't exist. That's okay. Because Aquarius is the inventor. Remember? Aquarius is the inventor. It's the future. It's solving problems. So I have this idea and I want to solve this problem for humanity. I want to create this business. I want to create this thing. I want to change my home. I want to renovate. I want to, whatever area of life Aquarius ruled for you that I mentioned. You've been thinking about the future, wanting to solve the problem. You've been wanting to expand and move forward, and now Jupiter is going to help with faith and optimism and directness and boldness. Mars is going to help with the strategy you've set, right? By taking the action, by making the decision, by being the warrior, by fighting for it. And the last thing I want to talk about before we wrap up the specifics of this new moon in Aquarius is the sun. The sun is at 1 degree of Aquarius, meaning that the day before this new moon happened, the sun moved from Capricorn season into Aquarius season. So now this is a huge shift of energy for all of us because the sun is bringing heat and life and vitality to our lives. We go outside and you feel the energy of the sun hitting your skin. And whatever zodiac sign the sun is in affects us energetically in the energy of whatever constellation or zodiac sign it is. That's what we call our sun seasons. And in the retrograde journal, I have a page dedicated to every sun season. And I explain what that energy is. For instance, Aquarius season is rebellion season, right? This is the time for us to rebel and be authentic, all the Aquarius stuff we mentioned. And so whenever the sun moves from one energy into another, it shifts us. And this is just the beginning of Aquarius season with the sun at 1 degree. So we went from the sun in Capricorn the last month, which is an earth energy, being practical, vision boarding, to-do lists, our goals, our strategy and planning and the long term and what do I want for the whole year. You know, we've been doing the earth, real life, tangible things. But now the sun is in air, Aquarius, where we're thinking, where we're solving problems, where we're having conversations, where we're inventing, where we're being authentic, right? And now this is a new season and it just began. So as we move with this new moon growing in light and the energy expanding and everything guns a-blazing, fast forward, no retrogrades, the sun will be in Aquarius for a month, so we can really maximize this energy. So like I said, in your retrograde journal, you have a bucket list of things to do, energy to work on, the positive and the shadows to be careful of during the sun season. So I just want you to be mindful that we are now in a new energetic season of Aquarius. This is such an exciting new moon. Like you could tell I'm just so passionate about it. And again, it's 1-1. Sun at 1 degree, moon at 1 degree, 1-1, the leadership energy going first, the foundation. Just so much goodness, so much juiciness, so much positive energy that's going to launch us forward, especially the days after this new moon. So if you are catching this video after the 21st of January, that's okay, because this energy is going to roll on and last and last and last. So you can do your moon ritual, you can do your intention setting for a few days even after this new moon as it's growing. If you go outside and you see that sliver of a moon, you still got time. You really got time until the next full moon. And that full moon's going to be in Leo, and that's going to be a change. And we'll talk more about that in the next video. So make sure you like and subscribe so that you don't miss all this updates. And like I said, I'm also going to do that retrograde free video, the season that we're going to be in for the next 3 months, so you know what you can be doing or should be doing over the next 3 months, as we have no active retrogrades. But for now, it's time to just sit and do the thing that you've been stuck at for a very long time in the Aquarius area of your life. Now, I do birth chart readings, so if this is still a little complicated for you or everything I said sounds great, but like you don't know how it applies to your life, I do individual readings. We can do birth chart readings. We can do an astrology forecast reading. I've been doing 2023 astrology readings, talking about the year ahead and all the retrogrades and where Saturn's moving into Pisces and what that means and all of the things. I'll help you make sense of it. If you have a lot of planets in Aquarius in your birth chart, this has been impacting you very much, and each planet in your life is your personal life coach, and they're trying to teach you things. So as this new moon is happening, it's very specific to your life if you have planets in Aquarius or Gemini or Aries, where these other life coaches are that are influencing this new moon. So that's what I help you break down. If you have just quick questions about your chart, maybe you understand it and you just want to talk about something specific, like a certain date, like picking a wedding date, or you want to just talk for 30 minutes, I do offer that as well. So I will, in my description box, you will see I have a link to my website where I list all the different astrology services. I do compatibility readings. So for Valentine's Day, if you are looking to do a partnership reading, those are really great because when I am looking at your chart, I'm actually talking to your partner to help them understand you. And when I'm reading your partner's chart, I'm actually talking to you so you can better understand your partner. And so that's super helpful when it comes to compatibility. So with that, I want to dive into some rituals or activities that you can do around the time of this new moon to really maximize this energy and launch forward. Again, if you have your retrograde astrology journal, you can open it up. I always put a ritual idea in here for you to do. And then I'll be sharing a couple more as well for those of you who want to expand and even maybe do more than just what's in the retrograde journal. And so in the retrograde journal, I said with Aquarius ruling humanity and your dreams, wishes, and building good karma, this is a good time at the new moon to build up your karma and do something to improve someone else's life. Now, Aquarius is all about wanting to be a humanitarian, wanting to help people. And Saturn is Lord Karma, and he's only got 5 degrees left to go in this sign. So whatever you can do at this time to be humanitarian, to help others, to move them forward in their life, is going to really help your energy move forward and the circle of karma to come back around to you. So that's a major thing. Think of a way that you can help improve someone's life at this time. A second ritual you can do around the time of this new moon is as you're sitting down under the new moon and taking a pause, maybe doing a meditation or some journaling, is I would really think about what in your life has been stuck and why has it been stuck, right? Do some journaling, maybe make a whole list of things that you're ready to move forward in, whether that's emotions, people, experiences, your business, like whatever. Where have you been stuck for the last 2.5 years? And how can you find an authentic, creative solution that works for you? Not what society tells you, not what's been done before, but like in your wildest dreams, in your imagination, in your crazy, alien, unique, authentic way, how would you solve this problem? And do some journaling around it. You would be surprised around new moons, the energy, especially that it's happening in an air sign. So the sun is there, the moon is there, Venus is there, Saturn's there. Mars is in Gemini, another air sign. We have so much air signs going on right now that doing journaling around this time or some meditating, the ideas, the thoughts, the downloads, the conversations, it's this key optimal time to maximize air energy. So do some journaling around this time if you're stuck or you're needing some inspiration to move forward. And the last thing I would do around the time of this new moon, because the sun has now moved into Aquarius and will be there for the next month, is to find your tribe. Aquarius rules communities, tribes, like-minded people, and the sun being there for a month is going to help you attract your tribe, find your tribe. So get out there around the time of this new moon, and maybe it's holding your own little gathering at your house and hosting and inviting people that are like-minded. Maybe that's like-minded business people, maybe it's like-minded mothers, maybe it's like-minded people that like the same style of exercising and you have like an exercise class together. Focus on, around this new moon, attracting in your tribe, spending time with your tribe, because through that tribe, with the sun in Aquarius around the time of this new moon, that's going to help you come out with those solutions. That's going to attract and manifest new people into your life. That's going to help you move forward. So I would definitely do some tribe work, some tribe time at the time of this new moon. I hope through this video you feel just as excited, just as energized, just as inspired as I am around this time to move forward, to take hold of those dreams, to implement them. And I would just like to wrap it up by letting you know, if you want more astrology content, of course, like and subscribe here. You can also head over to Tik Tok at The Relational Astrologer, where I bring you more specific astrology content around my scope of genius, which is having better relationships with yourself and with others by understanding the current astro weather and your own birth chart. You can also find us at holistic.soul.sisters on Instagram. That is our community bulletin board, so you'll be notified of any new podcasts, YouTube videos, events that we have going on, or any other special discounts, deals, or things from our shop or services that I offer. And if you want to dive into a birth chart reading, just get a hold of me in the description box below. And until then, with love and light, I will catch you in the next video.